let me be very clear because there's two things to remember here. And I want to pull up first the tweet. Colin, can I have the tweet, please, from Mehdi Hassan?
I'm so disgusted. Screw Alex. Seriously.
Okay. So when tweets like this are coming out, you know what she's preparing to do.
Colin says it's there.
The number of lies being told about AOC, her politics, her views, her record on this website this weekend is insane. Keep in mind, Ryan Grimm took AOC to task this weekend.
Which I thought was, yes. And yet he is generally a supporter. So that was, that was some good journalism there.
Some self-proclaimed leftists want to undermine and taint the most viable and popular potential leftist candidate for president in 2028. Great job,
Mehdi, get her freaking Louboutins out of your mouth. Oh my God. So, all right, first of all, the more Alex does things, says things, it'll be like Kamala. It's the same effect. People will realize she is so out of her league. She is so out of her element. She's so incapable. So there is not going to be a run. What?
She's working nonstop for a ceasefire.
Whatever. There won't be a run in 28 because she'll poke her head out enough times between now and campaign season where she's not viable. She's ridiculous. And also, what was that other comment that he made about her? Wait, put that back again, please. Put that back again.
Colin?
Where's the one that you just had up there? Yeah. Okay, the number of lies being told. What are the lies? Self-proclaimed leftists undermine the most viable and I don't understand, Mehdi.
Okay.
Why are you such a bootlicker?
So two things. Number one, if Neera Tanden is singing your praises, that's all I need to know.
Who is she singing praises of?
AOC.
Oh!
And
I'd rather be liked by David Duke.
If you're sitting down with David Axelrod, you're sending the smoke signal out that you're a team player. You're part of the team. But yeah, she's the most grassroots, progressive kid. Let me tell you something. If you go back and look at a half a dozen tweets that Neera Tanden threw at Bernie Sanders in 2015 and 2016, you would think she wanted to murder him and his family. And yet, Neera Tanden is giving a back rub to AOC.
Dude.
I don't need to see anything else. That just tells me all I need to know. But if you are not convinced that there's something very shady going on here, listen to this.
And I care about results.
Yeah.
I care about results. Now, there are certain certain areas where I don't think that
she is so bad at this, so bad.
That's why she's never going to get to run. That's what I'm saying. The more
she is incapable of speaking on the fly. She doesn't know how to do it. Some people are great at it. Trump is one of the greatest I've ever seen. Bernie was great at it. Clinton was great at it. Obama is great at it. Some people just have that natural ability. You throw something at somebody, they know exactly how to respond. They're right there on it. That Valley Girl shit, and you want to be the leader of the free world? That's where
she's so out of her element.
You're entering a world of pain, Alex.
We should ignore some folks' record on some of these issues, right? It's about where we trust intent, where we trust where those outcomes are going. I personally do not trust someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No, but you trust someone like Tom Cotton, right?
Or Ted Cruz.
Right? Or Ted Cruz. You trust them.
All this proves, beyond any doubt, is that with Marjorie, it's a personal thing. Like, she personally hates Marjorie.
Yeah.
Because Marjorie took her to task and vice versa. And I'm not into that, bullshit. The drama of politics is why people do not want to be involved in any of this. But this is an example where Marjorie Taylor Greene has been so much better, infinitely better than AOC when it comes to the issue of Israel. There is no debating this issue. None. And this was before Marjorie decided that she was willing to lose her congressional seat and not run again. But the fact that this would be one thing if
that's a good question. This is a good question too, right? So should we ignore your record?
Exactly. That's the point.
I can't.
So when our old friend Andrew from north of the border, forgetting the name of his handle right now, when he comes on here and starts giving us shit about, so you prefer Marjorie Taylor Greene to AOC? Let me tell you something.
Yes.
The issue of our time is Israel and the broken empire that is the United States of America. That is the issue. Every other issue, you can kiss it goodbye because it doesn't mean anything compared to this. This is all interconnected to the military-industrial complex, to the banking system. It's all connected. And the idea that you want to split hairs because AOC is, let's say, more feminist than Marjorie, this is the type of shit where, again, if you can't see the forest through the trees, then you'll always lose. And I have no sympathy. And neither should anybody else. I have no sympathy for Alex. She's got everything she's got coming to her because she thought she could get cute about all this and that she was still going to be able to convince all of the progressives to go right along with her when she's showing you every minute of every day that she's willing to sell out. Every minute of every day.
Yeah. So let this play because I want to know what people's responses were to her.
A proven bigot and anti-Semite on the issues of what is good for Gazans and Israelis.
The fucking nerve of you to say Gazans instead of Palestinians. If you think that that's not intentional, that if that's not deliberate, it's one of two things. One, it's deliberate and you're smoke signaling out to the Zios, or two, you're a fucking moron and you have no business being on that stage. So which one is it?
I actually think it's both. Now, as to why she said Gazans, that's apparently the language that she's speaking now. So then you have to wonder who she's surrounded with. Who are her supporters? Who are her donors? Who are the people she's out doing things with? If that's the kind of language that she's just using. Or is it not her own language and it's being fed to her, which could be true, but then we also know who's feeding it to her. So either way, she's compromised.
I don't think that it benefits our movement in that instance to align the left with white nationalists. I don't think it serves us. And so I think it's about looking at the context, the place, the results, the outcomes, intentions, and where we think that train would go. But as far as what someone says about me, I could care less. And
we all.
Oh, Alex, the white nationalists are the Zios who you are apparently now in bed with.
I keep trying to tell people,
white nationalists.
If you care about the guys marching in Charlottesville with their Confederate flags, heck, even if they were marching with Nazi flags, they have no power. Just like when Tucker Carlson was asked, who do you think is more dangerous, Ted Cruz or Nick Fuentes? And he said, without missing a beat, Ted Cruz. He's a U.S. senator. Who the fuck is Nick Fuentes?
Exactly.
Are you fucking crazy? And there are people who
even talking about MTG now that she's not even there anymore. Like, what's the point of her even saying that?
Jen, not only that, I thought that this was a response to Marjorie saying something about AOC. AOC did this unprompted. She just decided to bring up Marjorie. So what you're admitting, Alex, is that this stuff doesn't bother me. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. It's on your mind all the time. You cannot escape who you really are. You can't.
This is pathetic. This is so pathetic and infuriating.
You know what this reminds me of, Jen? Na 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom.
she's one of
It's
those.
that.
She
It's
is.
that.
She's one of those girls.
She
Absolutely.
most certainly is. 100%.
I think it's really about what our outcomes are. And to be honest, there are some areas where things will not get done if they're partisan because they are anti-establishment. There is bipartisan consensus on keeping and protecting stock trading in Congress. And so it's going to require a massive bipartisan consensus of people willing to come together across those differences to get it done.
Yeah, go home, Alex. You suck. Nobody's she is. Look, that right there is a perfect freeze frame. That's how absurd she looks absurd.
You don't care about insider trading because you are a brand. You have a multi-usage of income streams that you can reach to that not many, if anybody else can, especially being in Congress. I mean, are you the most popular? And I use that term
Exactly. She thinks but she's not, obviously. No. But there's nobody in there that is, or they wouldn't be there. That is the establishment, which is the irony of it. But she's pathetic. And Alex, you're showing your whole ass. The only reason that you would bring up Marjorie Taylor Greene is that if she's still, renting some, in your mind rent free. I mean, I don't know why you would feel the need to bring her up.
Yeah, that was the thing that was so confusing to me about this is like, why do you feel the need to bring her up? That's the part that I found to be the most disturbing. And Colin, I just want you to pull up Marjorie's response. I just sent it to you. This is how you know what you end up realizing about a lot of these people, especially about somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, now that she's not in power anymore, now that she's being who she is.
Yeah.
It's all an act. Don't you get that these people act this way? Don't you realize that Marjorie, when she was acting like a Looney Tune the past few years, it's all an act. And for whatever the reason it was, raising money, getting access, getting certain bills passed, who the hell knows? Now it doesn't mean shit to her anymore. And the only thing that she's going to end up doing, if she does it, is maybe running a statewide race in Georgia. That I could see.
I don't know. She said she's not really into it. And I don't know if you were going to get into the thing about Chris Smalls, but how dare Alex? How dare she criticize Chris Smalls?
AOC refused to vote for my amendment to strip funding for Israel. She can run her mouth all she wants, but votes are the only thing that matters, not a bunch of words and nasty name calling.
Ironic how Alex was sitting there saying, I just care about results. What results have you gotten, Alex? What legislation have you gotten through? How have you helped your people in your district? What have you done? What has she done? What's her legislation that she's done?
She is considered one of the most ineffectual legislators in all of Congress. That's a fact. So whatever
she's a content creator. I don't get it.
Listen, Ilhan Omar comes out and says positive things about Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying that I appreciate her making the effort. And she clearly was willing to stand up to Trump when she was in power. And now
whereas AOC is like, they're working tirelessly.
When she
suck up.
2 years, could you believe can you fucking believe how fast time has flown? Do you realize that it's basically 2 years since she stood on that fucking stage and said, she is working tirelessly for a ceasefire?
You're such a vapid succubus, Alex.
I mean, to me, that's everything.